Dad was a trainer, and he showed and done all that stuff. That's something I really never got into. I've just been so passionate, really more about the inside of the horse than the outside. You know, how horses communicate, why they do what they do. And when I was a little kid, I mean, I rode every day, but I sat on the fence probably more just watching them communicate with each other, and it's always fascinated me. And then I would get involved with them, you know, and be a horse practically. And I still do that today, not every day, but I still love to just park out there in the pasture or go out there and sit down and just watch. We've got about 18, I think, horses, and I love watching and trying to figure out what they're saying to each other, and you know what one horse may be saying to the horse that's 30 feet from him, and he's not even communicating to the ones in between them. It's just been a fascination of mine for a long time. So I know that we've got some experienced riders here, we got some beginners here, and then probably some in the middle. And all I ask you today is, I know that everybody here has probably been taught by somebody else, or maybe you're teaching somebody something in a certain way. All I ask you is that you just listen to me today, and if you don't like it, then you know, tomorrow you can do it your way, or whenever we're done. But that's all I ask. And you know, it's similar to what you're going to see other guys doing, but what I add to mine is you'll hear me talk about horse psychology. I want to always let you know what your horse is thinking, and when he's communicating to you in a positive way. Sometimes when our horses communicate to us, we look at it as something negative, you know, and I can tell you 100% of the time that's not true. Horses, like, you know, we'll say words like stubborn and some other words I can't say, preacher. But but you know, they did an article on me one time in a magazine, and they called me the why guy, W-H-Y. I don't even say the word right, and because I want to know why. You know, when I said when I was a kid, I want to know why that horse moved away when this horse did something with his body. You know, I want to know why that horse came to him when he did something with his body. And that's how I teach. I'm going to be teaching you why your horse does what he does and how you need to respond to that. I believe in building trust first. You'll hear a lot about respect, trust, confidence. In my vocabulary, I totally wipe respect out. Horses don't respect you, they trust you. And that's where we need to get to. We need to start with building that trust. And then a relationship, building a relationship. And then what happens is, then that's when they accept us as a leader. And you know, you can, when they accept us as a leader, I call that inviting us into their herd, letting us be part of their herd is what I call that. And it's pretty cool, and it can happen fairly quickly, you know, really quickly if we work on the trust first, which we'll start doing that on the groundwork. We're not going to do a whole lot of groundwork. I do believe in groundwork, definitely, but I'm going to show you how to evaluate your horse, and we're going to work on different parts of the body. You know, resistance is what we need to be looking for. Resistance is the cause of every horse issue that we have. And Why do you think a horse becomes resistant in certain areas? Well, it's for protection. It's when he's uncomfortable. But usually it's the human that causes the horse to become resistant. And so as soon as we get done with the groundwork, then we're going to go what I call in the saddle fundamentals. And we're going to work on different things. I'm going to look at your horses. I'm going to watch you. And we're going to work on getting that resistance out. And to where you can, you hear the word a lot about repetition. And hopefully those of you that want to keep on with what I show you today, you'll stay at it at least another 7 days to 30 days. Okay? 30 days, the reason I say 30 days, and sometimes 20, 21 days, by that time it becomes a habit for your horse. See, we done developed a lot of bad habits in our horses that we don't even know. I do it, but now I'm more aware of it. And we're going to go over today on how we create those bad habits. Because what we have to do is we have to get rid of the bad habits, and the only way we can get rid of them is through giving them good thoughts, good things to start learning, and then that'll replace those bad habits. I'm very positive. I'm not saying I'm a motivator, but I am going to talk a lot about today about frustration and different types of emotions, because guys and ladies, our attitude is where it all starts. If we come out here with our horse and we're in a negative attitude, we're mad at our wife or husband, and we're going to show it in our body. The first thing the horse is going to do is he's going to look at your body language when you approach your horse. So we have to be in the right state of mind. I want to teach you how to do this little scale that I keep in my head that should help you be able to read your horse's body language and always keep your body language at a medium. But again, our attitude is extremely important. And it's important too, if our horse acts up, what's worse than a horse when he throws his head, you're trying to get the bridle on him? Don't that make you mad? Heck yeah. A barn sire horse, you can't get him away from the barn. It can really get you aggravated. I want to teach you how today to stay in a positive state through that. And it's going to take you guys a while. If you want to become better horsemen, if you want to become that person that wants to bond with his horse in a partnership. We can be leaders or we can be dictators. A leader is going to understand his horse and do what he has to do in order to improve his communication, to help his horse over fears. A dictator is more of one that it's all about them. It's all about you and not the horse. So, it's just your choice. There's many of both. So it's your choice. I will tell you though that the dictator, you're just not going to have the horse that you can have. If we're rough with our horses and we force them to do things against their instincts, then we're going to have a horse that's always alert. It's always going to be tight in the body, and he's not going to have that athletic ability. He's not going to be 100% horse. It's kind of the difference of you can either drive a dump truck or you can drive a Cadillac. Again, it's your choice. Okay, any questions?
I'm a 2. I'm disappointed you didn't get pointer out on that one.
I don't. Just give it time. It'll go up. It'll go up. Okay. Since we don't have any questions, my goal is to get your horses soft, not only physically but mentally. I want to show you how to do that, and we're going to work on that today in our groundwork and in our saddles. Some of you may already be there, okay, and that's great. But and if there's some guys guys and ladies here that's more advanced and you've been doing some of the things that I'm going to teach you or show you, then I'll work with you on another level. You know, that's no problem. But I think that even as professionals, experienced riders, you know, we always need improvement. And we should all, that's part of being a leader, is that we're always looking at getting better. I know I am. I'm always. Matter of fact, when I ride, I take a little notepad or a pen, or I got one of them little recording things, and I keep it in my pocket, because my mindset when I go to ride is, what am I going to learn today from my horse? That's my mindset. And I'm glad I brought up mindsets. And then every time, I mean, Digger or Sonny or Little Joe, they'll do something that I'm like, wow, I got to write this down, or I got to record it, you know, so I can remember it and I can teach it to everyone else. It's just cool. But see, that's because I'm focused. I'm into my horse. And so that's what I hope you guys can, if you're not already, that'll be something, that a goal that you would be working toward. And one more thing on mindsets. We're going to talk about mindsets today, and that's what's really going to help you get in the right state of mind and send you in that direction that we want to go today. And we'll talk about that later. Okay, let's all go to the